Tom Cruise had built a reputation as Hollywood's most fearless action star. From scaling the Burj Khalifa to hanging off the side of a plane mid-takeoff, he had done it all. But even with all his death-defying stunts, no one expected that one day he would find himself in a real-life mission, one that would test his courage like never before. It was a crisp morning in the Italian Alps, where production was underway for another installment of Mission Impossible. The scene was set to be one of the most ambitious yet. Tom would perform a halo, high-altitude, low-opening jump from a helicopter, landing on a moving train below. The stunt required meticulous precision, but Tom, as always, was ready. The crew had rehearsed for weeks, coordinating the timing of the jump, the speed of the train, and the perfect camera angles to capture it all. Every detail had been checked and double-checked. But real life, as Tom was about to learn, doesn't always go according to the script. As Tom prepared for his jump, his earpiece crackled with frantic voices. One of the crew members, a young camera assistant named Luca, had gone missing. He had been stationed on a mountain ridge to film an overhead shot, but after a sudden rock slide, he was nowhere to be found. His last radio transmission was a desperate cry before all communication was lost. The production team was in chaos. The mountains were treacherous, and every second mattered. While the crew debated calling local authorities, Tom made a split-second decision. "I'm going after him." Before anyone could protest, he grabbed a climbing harness, secured a radio, and hopped onto the same helicopter that had been scheduled for his stunt. The pilot, a veteran stunt coordinator, hesitated. "Tom, this isn't a movie. This is real." Tom adjusted his gear, his face calm but determined. "Then let's make sure it has a happy ending." As the helicopter hovered over the jagged cliffs, Tom scanned the terrain below. The loose rocks and steep drops made it clear that if Luca had fallen, he might be seriously injured, or worse. Then a flicker of movement, a torn jacket, barely visible through the thick brush. Tom pointed. "There! Take us lower!" The pilot maneuvered carefully, but the unstable winds made it impossible to land. There was only one way down. Tom would have to rappel from the helicopter onto the ledge where Luca was trapped. With zero hesitation, he secured his harness, gave the pilot a nod, and leapt from the side of the chopper. The wind roared past him as he descended, his years of stunt experience turning into real-life survival skills. Luca was barely conscious, his leg pinned beneath a fallen boulder. His breathing was shallow, his face pale from the cold. When he saw Tom descending toward him, he blinked in disbelief. "Tom Cruise?" Tom grinned. "You were expecting someone else?" Despite the situation, Luca managed a weak laugh. But there was no time to waste. Tom activated his radio. "He's alive, but we need to move fast." Using sheer strength, Tom pushed against the boulder, but it wouldn't budge. He needed leverage. Scanning the area, he spotted a thick tree branch jutting out nearby. He wedged it beneath the rock and pressed down with all his might. The boulder shifted just enough for Luca to pull his leg free, wincing in pain. The helicopter couldn't hover much longer, and Tom knew they had one shot to get out. He strapped Luca into a harness, securing him for an emergency lift. The pilot counted down, 3, 2, 1, and in an instant, both men were lifted off the ledge, dangling hundreds of feet above the ground. When they landed at base camp, the crew erupted in applause. Luca, still dazed, looked at Tom. "You really are Ethan Hunt," Tom smiled. "Just doing my own stunts." News spread fast, and soon headlines praised Tom as a real-life hero. When asked about it, he simply shrugged. "Movies are fun, but helping someone in real life? That's the best mission of all."